United Fan TV, 2-1 loss against the New England Revolution, and Atlanta United looked pretty lost out there tonight. What were your thoughts, Mark?
I think for me, the elephant in the room, the first thing that has to be addressed is the lineup. It's, I understand needing to rotate. I appreciate trying to rotate, but for example, to have Bello, Robinson, and Barco not start, those are what I would consider stalwarts of the team, at least so far this season. And so, very surprising lineup. Cubo Torres came in. I know that Joseph can't start every game. I know Licha Lopez is he's handling a personal matter, but I'm just not sure that LA United can win too many games that Kubo starts. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel. And I mean, once the game started, it was. I think the overall performance from tonight was worse than Tuesday night versus Philadelphia. Because at no point did it feel like Atlanta United had control. At no point did you feel like other than the chances. And so, it was just, New England pretty much did what they wanted to do. I don't think the way they played was all too surprising. It was just not our night on so many levels.
Yeah, their Carlos Heel definitely was kind of running rampant, creating a lot of chances for them. Really, you kind of see the difference between the two squads. Without a Barco, even though Moreno's on the pitch, we don't have maybe enough of a creative playmaking in the center of the pitch, possibly.
Yeah, I think when Sosa drops back into, in line with the center backs, it makes it tough. And I think that's probably, I think New England controlled the middle of the park, and I think that's why they were able to control the game overall. That's maybe something that NC should think about going forward. But yeah, I mean, again, that's, in terms of, I'm honestly surprised that New England were so just dominant, for lack of a better word. I mean, a 2-1 final scoreline is obviously not that much in it.
But it could have been worse. That's
It really could have been worse. It really could, especially in the first half. Second half was a little better from Atlanta, especially after the sub. But I think it honestly wasn't that much better. I think for the most part, this was New England's game to lose. And so, yeah, I think Sosa's got to stay in the middle, though. I think we got to stay with the 3-man midfield and go from there.
Yeah, because I think you can see that there was a lot of, outnumbering in certain places and areas on the pitch, but also, the lack of the build-up to be able to move forward on the pitch. That seemed to be the main deal is, already we are having issues scoring from the run of play, and our goal is from a penalty. I mean, without Joseph really being 100% yet, where are these goals going to come from?
That's the question, and this is, even at the beginning of the season, we've been wondering this, you would think Barco, maybe Hyndman. I personally would like to see more of Eric Lopez. I thought in his little 20-minute cameo, he had one or two moments that looked good. And I think from what I've seen from him before, I think there's enough there to maybe give you hope. I think there's enough there to suggest that there is promise in terms of him as a player. And so, maybe he's the solution, but I think that's the biggest thing that ANC has to solve. But I think no, but I think the overall play obviously was disjointed tonight, and I do think that even in previous games, the build up could have been quicker, um, or at least when I imagine once you know once Inte really properly implements the system and the players understand it, I imagine the build up play would be quicker or sharper, and from there, the chances that the team creates will be better because I think that even though they've at times controlled play, and you can see, I guess, the ideas. I think that the big chances haven't really been there, and so I think that's the big thing for this team is really obviously continuing to learn the system, um, and really figuring out how to find the weaknesses of the opposition and actually exploit them.
Yeah. Well, I think, yeah, to your points earlier as well. So, Joseph, Barco, Miles not starting. Our DP defender and Alan Franco being taken off at halftime, pretty much anyway. And also, Jurgen Damm injured, then Barco gets injured. I mean, this is some interesting kind of, I think, things that are happening very early on. Unlucky with injuries, but also, should Alan Franco be starting? I mean, like, is there a connection between he and the center backs right now that he's playing with? I mean, not to single him out completely, but when you have that, when you have a DP defender and he's taken off at the half, that does not look good.
It really doesn't. I think that he has. I think that you try to have to you have to try to implement him early. So I can understand him playing. You know what I mean? Because it can't just be, oh well, he doesn't have a connection with the team, he can't play right now. Because as the season goes along, I mean, unless he plays, that connection is never going to develop. Yeah, I think when Franco's come in, like we've done the three at the back, and so I think that there are several changes happening in addition to Franco coming in, and maybe that's just a little too many changes at once. So I think that in general, not just Franco, but other players have to be settled into certain roles, and in general, the team needs to really grasp the ideas that Ente trying to get across.
Yeah. So, down Jurgen Damm, probably down Ezequiel Barco. What's your confidence going into Tuesday, 3-0 down against Philly? And, yeah, we really don't have a lot of options in attack, really, in a sense. We have to play some guys that essentially are kind of unknown quantities. So, yeah, what's your confidence going in?
Well, before the injuries, I would have told you like maybe 5%. Now it's like 0.00001%. I don't see us coming back. That's a huge deficit to try to come back from it, especially on the road. And then definitely if we don't have Barco, I just can't see it. So, but I am curious to see who plays. I do think it's an opportunity for certain players who are either still trying to bet in, like an Alan Franco, or other players that we haven't seen much of, like an Eric Lopez. I think that it could be an opportunity for one or two of those guys. But in terms of a comeback, I just can't see it.
All right. Well, appreciate your time, Mark, and we'll talk to you later.